are now tuned in to my main man Dubs. If you want that garbage, go somewhere else. If you want that music that matters, he came to the right spot.
What up, kid?
Hey Dub, talk to him.
This is not for the weak-hearted. Ever since the beat started, the flow switched up from...
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. Weigh-in happened just moments ago. I want to talk about it. We officially had Tyson Fury coming in at 273 pounds, and I'm going to start with Tyson Fury simply because that was more expected. I know earlier he came in at 270 pounds, and we were wondering why he was actually heavier. Okay, Fury was 16 and a half pounds heavier in this fight than he will be in his last fight. It could be good or it could not be good. But Wilder, that's the bitch of the bunch. Why? Because he comes in significantly heavier. Also, for his own weight, because he's normally coming in at 215, 209, 221, 223. He comes in at 231 pounds. Okay. Now, we know he packed on some weight to take on Dominic Breazeale, another big boy. And it seems like he's doing that again. And I think it helped him because look what he did to Dominic Breazeale. However, we don't know if it's a benefit through the long run with Wilder. We don't really know. This guy has God-gifted strength. He has God-gifted power. He can launch that right hand like a rocket launcher. He can put you out of your misery if he hits you right. That's why it's such a gamble fighting someone like Wilder. He might be whatever, but if he hits you, he's going to hurt you. And that's regardless of any weight. He could do that at 209, 216. And in fact, that was more beneficial to him because he was more mobile. He was quicker, I feel. Now, he came in heavy with the Dominic Breazeale fight because Dominic Breazeale came in at, I think it's like 250, 265, but he came in heavier and it was beneficial. However, if that fight would have carried on, how would that fight have went? Would he have got tired? Would that anchor of that extra weight caused a problem for him? We don't know. Okay, so it's a big question mark having this weight upon him the way it is. Tyson Fury, the same thing, because I know Tyson Fury used to being 400 pounds, but when he was 400 pounds, he was not boxing, was he? No. Now he has to carry more weight, and he's 16 and a half pounds heavier himself than the first fight. First fight, he was flabby. He was, he was anything. He was loose. And it could be more beneficial for Tyson Fury to come in lighter with more fat, because fat makes you more fluid. Anybody knows if you lift weights all the time, weights make you stiff. So if that's what he's been doing, that could be a bad thing for Tyson Fury. Now, I don't know how Deontay Wilder gained his weight per se, but I know if Tyson Fury was trying to get fit, trying to look better, because I see a lot of these, commentators saying, well, Tyson Fury does look more fit, even though he's 16 and a half pounds bigger or heavier or whatnot. But he looks better. But that doesn't mean it's best for him to fight. Okay? This is a high contact sport. You need everything to work with. You need your mobility, you need your reflexes, you need your endurance, you need your stamina, you need your mental health. You need a lot when you're dealing with the sport of boxing. And if you take something and you throw it to the disadvantage of any of those things I named, we could have some problems. Okay? And it worries me really for both fighters because, you look at both fighters and they're both heavier. So we'll see how that affects both fighters. The good news is that they're both bigger. So they both have weight. So we'll see which one benefits that for the other. Because I seen Tyson Fury really quick in the first fight. Honestly, the clips that I saw, that could have been him just grueling out the last ass end of a session that they were working on because, again, he didn't want to share anything of what he was doing or what he was, especially sparring or any of that. He didn't show any of that. He showed some mitts with Javon Sugar Hill and what he was practicing doing, and I seen him mostly in the southpaw stance, but I didn't see a lot of technique in the things that they were working on. No way, no how. He didn't want that to be known. So, what I did see, he looked slower, but again, it could have just been he's just tired. You know what I mean? But he didn't look as fast. So maybe, just maybe, he might have put on too much muscle mass. Yeah, he looks better, but fuck, so did Anthony Joshua when he came in there with Andy Ruiz the first fight, right? He was solid, sturdy, you know what I mean? Looking like he could be related to The Rock or somebody, like he just stayed in the gym, like, he looked like a weightlifter, you know what I mean? And he looked like a dude like, oh, snap, from the appearance. But then you seen he got gas quick, he was tired, first sense of trouble, he never recovered, but he didn't have the stamina to even to be mobile enough to get away from those punches from Andy Ruiz, which was a fat guy. But he was that fat guy that knew he was a fat guy, so he knew what he was working with, right? He was more flexible, he was more loose, and I think this could be a problem, possibly for both fighters. But if I had to lean on things, I think it would be Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury, well, both guys. Tyson Fury is gifted also. He's gifted with mobility, being the size that he is. If you add anything to that, trying to change it, you might mess it up. Deontay Wilder, same thing. He's a slender guy that looks like he could be a cruiserweight, that comes up, he is mobile, he is fast, he's quick, he's tough, and he's very powerful, right? But will that affect his reflexes? So that's the question you ask yourself. It could affect both fighters in this situation. So we don't really know how it'll affect both fighters with this extra weight. We just know, like Deontay Wilder said, and I'm going to get to this on their comments. Wilder said, you know what? This is the heavyweight division, and we don't really have to worry about how heavy we are. That doesn't matter, but it does. Why? Because everything I explained. You know what I mean? So he's just ready to knock out Fury. He's ready to take it to him. He's ready. He looks calm. He looks focused. He looks 100%. And that's how I want any fighter to get into the ring. Because if you're not 100%, why would you risk not being 100% while your life is on the line? That's something you got to think about. See, these are people. Okay, they're athletes, but they're also people. They have feelings, they have families, they have people around them that care for them. So if they're not at themselves, not feeling well, let's stop the excuses and hey, a matter of fact, I wasn't feeling 100, you know what I mean? Let's stop all that. Because it's a certain thing of preference. If you're not 100%, wait until you are. Tyson Fury, same thing. He looks fit. Like he said, he's ready to go today. Like, I'm ready to fight right now. And extra weight, it means, putting on muscle mass. It means the punches will land harder. But then the punches have to get to the target. So I think in both of these situations with both fighters, they're failing to realize that these punches must hit the target. So you got to have the reflex, the mobility, and all that good stuff. Right? Of course, the focus and, the distance and all that applies. But you have to have those things in order to make that hard punch or that heavy weight behind those punches successful, especially if that punch is heavier or slower due to your weight gain. Okay? So it does look good. They did talk a lot of smack. They did seem that they were ready for the fight. But remember, this is no different from the last time, because when they got into it, when Deontay Wilder blew up at Radio Raheem and created to this day, they didn't have a face-off. So same thing, they're going up the same alley for the same reason. And I hope that ignites and sparks a beautiful, fantastic fight for everyone to see. That's what I look at, and that's what I see when seeing these fighters get into the ring. They did spark it up some. Of course they're unbeaten. So that sparks another interest on who would really lose their O. Because someone owe hopefully has to go. You know what I mean? That's why I'm going to say it like that, because nobody expected a draw the first time. So if these guys adapt and they go through some adversity in this fight, Deontay Wilder went through adversity in the first fight. He didn't know how to hit him. He was taunted. He was mind gamed. Okay. He was, he was defeated in that manner. And he kept throwing. He kept throwing. A determined Deontay Wilder. He kept throwing those punches. But in hindsight, you look at Deontay, he never gave up, even in the 12th round. The 9th round, Shelly Finkel came out, the brain, right? The brain came to Pinky and said, look, you got to do what you got to do. And he produced something. So maybe anger does help Deontay Wilder. But one thing, he never quit. He just kept throwing those punches. It didn't matter how much he missed. But guess what? At the end of the day, he did get the job done close enough to get a draw. So these guys have a lot to accomplish. They are meeting once again, the weigh-in, and the crowd, people, was massive. It reminded me of Manny Pacquiao, Sugar Shane Mosley. You know what I'm saying? That's good. That means that the sport of boxing this weekend is alive and well in the United States of America, and you can't ask for much more than that. But anyway, 231 for Deontay Wilder, 273 for Tyson Fury. These guys are going to get it on in less than 24 hours. You guys let me know what you think. Please subscribe, leave your comments below. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.